Hi, this is Lee Street Beat. I'm Sandra Tucker, aka Black Butterfly, and I'm here with Tita Man and K-Way. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
That's what's good. Hey, we've been talking about Kanye on Lee Street Beat, and today we have a special guest, K-Way, here to kind of give us a different perspective. It's still a conversation that we still feel like we really need to have, and everybody's got different points of view. And so Lee Street Beat, we don't run from no different points of view. We really want to try to understand each other. So what you thinking, T?
Well, I agree with you 100%. We don't run from controversy. There's people think different. They have different points of view. I might not agree with them, but we want to hear what K-Way has to say. And we hope that it'll be a real salient discussion that we can hear about Kanye and slavery. He feels a little different. He's part of the millennium generation, and they have a different way of thinking than a boomer like me. So with that said, welcome to the show, K-Way. Tell us how everything is out there in the great Rockies.
Oh, thanks for having me. The Rockies are great. We got a beautiful day actually today. It's been raining a lot, and I'm excited to see what maybe we can get some stable weather, some nice sunshine for a little while. I feel like the Kanye West situation was a little disturbing, but not because of what he said necessarily, but because the way that people are acting as if it has never been said before.
Well, I find that I don't usually find African-American men of prominence who cozies up to a racist and bigot and embrace them and then make disparaging comments about our foreparents and that slavery was a choice. And he hasn't, maybe he has walked it back a little bit, but he hasn't walked it back the way he walked it forward. I'll say that. So, and you as a younger person still have your life ahead of you. Maybe you don't remember the things and the sacrifices that people made for us. I mean, while we may not be physically chained on the cotton farm, but the prison system is a type of slavery right now. And, and that's not a choice.
I'm going to tell you something, Tina Man, he's remarked that like we from different generations, but I don't know anybody in all my years that has come out and said that slavery was a choice. If others have come out and said it, I can't imagine that they were met with anything less than what Kanye is getting right now. So when you say that his message, has been said before, and we shouldn't act like it's all brand new. Pimpin', it's brand new to me. Now tell me, why isn't it brand new? And who are these other people that have said this?
Sure. Well, first, to take off what you said, I don't think that Kanye himself actually said that. I think the media has said that's what he was implying. If you look at textbooks in community colleges, universities, even high schools, the transatlantic slave trade has been taught with the idea being that in several states in the South, the Black population, the slave population, actually outnumbered the Europeans. So that being taught in schools is not a new concept. So for any professionals in media or wherever they might be, to sit back and to ignore that it's being taught to the masses and to sort of a scapegoat, if you will, is what they're doing for Kanye, I felt was a bit odd. However, this isn't new to him. He has a reputation, a past of doing outlandish, shocking things, saying things that are random. He loves it. He likes the attention. In addition to that, I believe he's really going through some mental health issues. And it's just it wasn't very becoming, if you want to use that phrase. I didn't like the timing of it, but is there ever a wrong time to start a topic of discussion that needs to be discussed? This needs to be discussed, and I'm glad Kanye got the ball rolling on the discussion.
He got the ball rolling, but I don't think he meant to get it rolling like he got it going, because it's rolling down fast. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know, a lot of people are hurt. You know, he said some very disparaging comments about our ancestors. He spoke as if those individuals who built this country and their blood is in the soil of this country, that they had a choice. And for anybody to say something like that and implicate that, you know, they could have just like opted out, you know, like you said, they're having some type of a mental issue, you know. I'm not gonna blame the media, because I actually heard the words come out of Kanye's mouth. So I don't think he was misunderstood. And not only was he not misunderstood, he brought it up himself. It's just like he was just sitting there, and all of a sudden they were talking about something, and he just breaks out and say, hey, and by the way, like slavery was a choice. And it's like his eyes like went crazy. And I looked at him and I was like, where'd that come from? And I'm just saying, ever since then, you know, we really have had to look at Kanye and evaluate him and like, hey, you know, pray for him. Not sure what he's really going through. But like I said, I don't know anybody in all of my years that has come out and ever said this comment. And if they ever did, they should have, and they would have been met with the backlash that his butt is receiving right now.
K-Way, I want to ask you, how do you feel about, you know, your family history, great-grandparents born into slavery, scars on their back? You think that was their choice, according to Kanye?
Well, again, if we're talking about my personal family history, I would say, based on my knowledge of what I wasn't there, I would say no, because of what I know of slavery and the horrible details of what it had. But as far as what Kanye actually said, when we put it in and we really think of what it means to say that a person goes to fast food and they choose between a burger or a French fry, right? We don't have the luxury of saying our grandparents had the choice to say, well, we don't want to be slaves today, but we will be slaves today, well, right? There wasn't that sort of choice.
He said he felt that slavery for them over 40 years ago was a choice, that they had a choice. Those are his words.
What his words actually
interpret what he might have meant to say, but he didn't meant to say that. He said it on his own. He said it without being prodded to say it. It was a free radical thought that went through his mind and rolled off his tongue. And now he can't defend it because it's indefensible. But I understand that you're trying to interpret what he might have meant.
No,
again, the matter is, that's what he said.
If you look at what he said, he literally said 400 years. That sounds like a choice.
Right.
It does sound like a choice.
Right. And that's it. It sounds like a choice. But like you said, Kanye is mental. He has mental issues, because any rational, reasonable thinking person, no, that is not a choice. Now,
what a horrible thing to say.
He's a
horrible thing.
He's an artist, but at the same time, so was Van Gogh. He did his best work when he cut off his ear and did Starry Nights. So Kanye may commercially sell a lot of albums, because I think this is what it's all tied into. He's seen Trump. He wears Trump's hat. He wants to play the villain. He wants to be like Mayweather, play the villain. People come and buy my stuff is just to hear what I got to say because I'm doing it, because he sold his soul. And basically, can't remember the exact Bible verse, but what does a man profit when he sells his, when he inherits the riches of the earth and loses his soul? And that's what Kanye has done.
Well, you know what? In the words of Kanye West himself, from The Life of Pablo, I'm Mr. Old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye, chop up the soul Kanye, set on goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz on the news Kanye. I'm Mr. Sweet Kanye, chop up the beats Kanye. that's the way I'm feeling. And to be quite frank, as much music that I have of Kanye, that's the only song that I can actually listen to right now of Kanye's. And I promise you, I listen to him every day. But you know, he hurt my heart. You know, I mean, I think that, you know, he needs to go and check himself, because it was no reason for him to say that. I'm not trying to, you know, change his words, because he said what he said, and we all heard it. We all heard it. And he really hasn't walked it back. You know, he really hasn't walked it back. So
what would be, what could he say at this point that I believe that there is a such thing as a slave mentality, and I believe it's rampant. And
he wasn't addressing slave mentality, though. He was addressing our ancestors. We get that. He didn't say that.
He did try to elaborate on the contextual emphasis of the mentality when backlash happened. He then began to expound and explain himself. So when I hear people saying that there's no way he can talk or backtrack or fix this, well, he sort of has. And he did an hour and 40-minute interview with Charlemagne. I'm not going to give Kanye the benefit of the doubt regarding everything he said. I do think that the slave mentality is something that that even Obama touched on, and Kanye, other entertainers have mentioned it. To say that our past defines our future, which is what educators do. They say that to know your future, you need to know your past. Well, I don't want to think my future is 400 years of slavery, right? So
but in order not to repeat your past, you got to know it. You got to know your past so you don't repeat it.
And I agree with that, absolutely. So that's the discussion, the dialogue that I appreciate out of his weird reasoning or whatever the bad topic that we sort of have twisted. What he said was horrible. I also think that there can be a good outcome from it, because the conversation needs to be had. What we're teaching our kids, what we're learning, and our outlook on life, our self-worth. What are we worth, right? Everyone has a worth. We all can't Absolutely. Be, like Obama said, we all can't be LeBron James. We all can't be Baracks. Not saying that we should all be content with poverty, but to think that our ancestors had 400 years of it can be a bit overwhelming, when, especially for people who were born into poverty, who don't see that there is a better life.
We only got a limited amount of time on this, but we really appreciate it. Sandra, if you got any closing comments?
Well, you know what, I echo the same thing that you just said, T. You know, we welcome, you know, we welcome your thoughts, your comments. You know, I think at the end of the day that, you know, for sure, we agree that we're both Kanye fans. And so we appreciate you, you know, just coming and talking with us here at Lee Street Beat. And don't forget to come out to Conyers, Georgia. I'm going to be at the Taste of Conyers tomorrow. I'm really excited. T, wish you could be here. Wish you could be here.
Well, this is T the Man from Lee Street Beat. We want to thank our special guest, K-Way from Colorado Way. We appreciate your comments. We don't agree with everything you say, but we respect what you got to say. You know what? You're always welcome to comment, you know, and we'll take it on advisement. And when we find something that's salient, we'll talk to you. So until then, Lee Street Beat, we out. Everyone have a great day. Peace out.
Thanks.